Hey, Mom. It's me. I tried contacting you about introducing Ashley. It's finally this week. Having you bring your partner home feels like a dream. It's amazing how my son, whom I've raised for 30 years, is starting his own family. Hey, just wanted to give you a heads up in advance. Ashley has some serious trauma when it comes to dealing with in-law issues. What do you mean? Her mom and her grandma used to clash a lot, and seeing that made her really scared. She's worried she might end up facing the same tough times as her mom herself. I see. I'm sorry to hear that. To be frank, Ashley isn't really keen on meeting you, Mom. I'm different from Ashley's mom or grandma. She doesn't have to feel any pressure around me. I'm a whole different person. Also, I think it's because we're poor too. What? She said she doesn't want to deal with poor folks because she's afraid she'll get taken advantage of and lose everything. So, she's not really up for mingling with them. What are you talking about? That's the situation. So, Mom, try not to bother her with unnecessary chatter. It just makes her uncomfortable. Really? That doesn't sound right. I just want to know the type of girl you're marrying. I thought a little chat might help with that. Of course, I won't pry into everything. Not prying, just hoping for some small talks. Just, please don't do that. What? You might make her feel uncomfortable. How so? Isn't it normal to want to know about your son's future partner? I'm saying it's unnecessary. Bringing Ashley should be enough, right? We'll just pop in briefly and head out. What? I don't want her to feel some type of way before we get married. This is Ashley. Thank you for welcoming me today. Hi, Ashley. Thank you for texting me. I hope you had a good time. I was a bit worried. Please, take good care of my son. Of course I will. By the way, what's up? We don't have any plans on visiting you after we get married, so... Huh? We're not going to visit you anymore. I'm marrying John, not his family. He said that's fine with him. No way. What about Christmas? New Year's? I want to at least spend that with him and have a good time. Not meeting at all is just not possible, is it? John is okay with not seeing you. There's no good time in a poor family. Poor? He said that? Yes, he did. After his father passed away when he was little. You worked very hard to raise John, but he said you were always struggling financially. Huh? I don't remember ever making John feel poor. And John always seemed to be lonely, you know. Well, I had to raise him since his father passed away. You were poor, so you had no choice but to work hard, right? Yeah, you gotta work to make a living, don't you? Despite that, we lived comfortably, and he always had everything he wanted. Isn't that just how you see it, though? I don't think so. Thankfully, both my parents have always worked.
I've grown up without any trouble since I was a kid. I'm sure my parents will look after John well from now on. So you don't need to worry about anything.
Well, that's good, and I'm grateful for that. But I can't rely on them completely.
I'm saying it's fine, so it's fine.
Ashley?
Anyway, I won't be visiting you. I don't think I'll be reaching out either. If you need anything from me, please go through John.
What?
I don't want to speak with you anymore, so please communicate any matters through John.
Mom, just to let you know, Ashley and I welcome a precious baby boy.
What? That's great news. Congratulations. I didn't know anything about it until now.
I thought, since we won't be seeing each other, I didn't really need to tell you.
What? I won't even get to meet my first grandchild?
I'm okay with you seeing him, but it's all up to Ashley. If she says yes, I'll take him to see you.
If she says yes? I'm his grandmother too, you know. Being his real grandma, I have every right to meet him, don't you think?
Did you forget what Ashley said? She depends on her parents, so Mom doesn't need to do anything. I don't want to do anything without her knowing. Plus, Ashley does not want to expose him to a poor household vibe.
Why do you two keep saying that? I'm still working and making a living.
You can't be too extravagant on a part-time income, can you? It's better to rely on Ashley's parents. That way, we and our kids will have a better life.
Is that how you talk to your own mother? I've had enough.
I'll just send the gift to your home instead.
Miranda! What's the deal with this gift? I never asked for anything like this.
Hi, Ashley. How's your health after giving birth?
Congratulations, by the way.
It's not really that much, but I wanted you to have something nice. Can you accept it?
Why are you sending cash? We're not exactly struggling, you know.
I didn't mean it like that. Since we don't see each other often and can't talk much, I wasn't sure what you'd like, so I thought it would be best for you to pick something you want.
I know what you're up to.
Huh?
You're trying to buy my son with money, aren't you?
Huh? What do you mean?
You thought if you gave me the money, you'd get to see your son, didn't you?
Ashley, that's not my intention. I just wanted to give you something for the baby. Why would you think that?
You're thinking of making him the heir just because he's a boy, aren't you? I can see through that. But this isn't a joke. My parents would definitely be furious if they found out I was being groomed as the heir of such a poor family.
What do you mean by poor family? I think you and John have misunderstood something. Why can't you just accept my gift?
It's because you're poor. You've been living your whole life planning things with an agenda, haven't you? Even this time, you thought that if you invested in your son and held on to him, you would never have to worry about money, didn't you?
Why would I think that? I'm not struggling financially.
Please, just leave us alone. I have no intention of letting my son see you in the future. I'd appreciate it if you could stay away from us. We will build a happy family together without you. We don't need anything from you.
Hold on, Ashley.
You guys have got it all wrong. Just listen to me, please. No. I don't want to talk to you. I made it clear when we got married. That's all I have to say. Goodbye.
Mom, what have you done? Thanks to you, Ashley is pissed off.
I didn't do anything to offend her. I just gave her a baby gift. How is that bad?
Yes, it is. No one asked you for it. Where did you even get the money?
You know what? You've been saying we're poor for ages, but aren't you misunderstanding something?
No need to play dumb. Ashley was wondering why you'd send money when you're poor, as if it's some kind of insult. Why did you send us cash?
What do you mean? I didn't know what you'd like, so I just wanted you to choose something you'd enjoy.
Mom, are you trying to force us into living together by giving us cash, as if it's some kind of favor?
Huh? Why do you and Ashley only think of things that way?
Living day to day is tough, right? Since Dad passed away, you've been working nonstop. I've been home alone, feeling lonely all the time.
I do feel like I've made you feel lonely in that regard. And I'm sorry. But why does that mean we have to be poor?
You worked hard for low pay, right? You couldn't take breaks because it wouldn't bring in money, so you had to work, even if it meant leaving me alone. Growing up in a single-parent home, I always had to make sacrifices.
Huh?
So when I got married, I wanted to build a happy, financially secure home, without Mom getting in the way.
What are you talking about?
Ashley was the one who understood my situation like that. She listened to what I've been through. She knows how lonely I was growing up. We've spent our whole life hiding our poverty because you're a single mother. But now, I can live a life where I don't have to worry about money. Both her parents are alive and well, and I know they will continue to support us in the future. I don't want to take care of you when you get older. You're going to spend your last days alone and lonely.
Well, so you really weren't happy growing up? I've always worked hard just to make you happy. But it seems like none of that got through to you. All right. Don't come crying to me later.
Huh?
Did I ever make you feel financially tight? I've always made sure you got what you wanted. Well, except for the fancy stuff.
You didn't get me video games, did you? All my friends were playing it together but me.
That's because you didn't keep your promise, right? You took advantage of me coming home late and just goofed off instead of doing your homework.
Well,
I sent you to a fancy private high school, let you join all the clubs you wanted, remember? Whenever you wanted to go to cram school, I paid the tuition and let you go to your favorite one. For college, I even sent you to the most prestigious private university around here, known for its high tuition fees. And when you said you wanted to live alone, I rented a brand new apartment with top-notch security, didn't I? So where's the poverty in all of that? What have you had to sacrifice?
You're right.
I've never made you sacrifice anything when it comes to money, have I?
Ashley had me completely brainwashed. But honestly, I've never felt financially deprived. I just remember feeling lonely because I couldn't be with Mom.
You never seem to show much interest in me. Since it seems like you're not aware, let me fill you in. Your father was the owner of a company, but when he passed away, I had no choice but to take over. I had to ensure the welfare of his employees too.
What are you talking about?
I'm the president of the company.
What?
I've never experienced poverty. I'm forever grateful to your father for that. His company allowed me to raise you well. All I had to do was pour my energy into keeping the company thriving.
What?
Because of all the work I've put in, the company's doing way better now. I can live comfortably on my own, and I don't have to stress about when I get old.
You're kidding, right? You were rich?
Your dad always intended for you to step up and run his company when the timing felt right.
Really? I'm going to be the CEO?
That was his wish. But things have changed now.
What do you mean?
You and your wife despise me so much, you completely cut ties after your wedding. Then, out of nowhere, I find out I'm going to be a grandparent. But when I tried to send a gift, you shut me down, saying it's none of my business. You looked down on me and mocked me for not being as well off. And you expect me to hand over your dad's company to you? No way. I won't stand for it.
Wait a minute, Mom. I didn't know anything. That Dad ran a company? That he was the president? That you took over as president? Because I grew up feeling lonely. I always thought we were poor.
Even if you didn't know, I just can't let it slide. People who bully the vulnerable won't get any respect. I'm not letting you inherit this company.
No way. If I become the president, I can surely make sure Ashley and the kids live without worries. Mom, please, please accept me as your successor.
Being a president isn't as easy as you think. It's not for you. Oh, and by the way, the apartment you're living in belongs to my company.
What?
Our company deals in real estate, so we handle rentals too. Because you said you wanted to live alone, you've been getting away with paying a reduced rent. But starting now, you'll need to pay the full amount.
Are you serious? If the rent goes up, our life will be even harder. Cut us some slack, please.
If you can't afford it, then pack your bags and leave the apartment immediately. There are plenty of cheaper places out there to rent. I'm done looking after you. From now on, you need to live like a responsible adult. Don't count on me for any more help.
Mom, it's my fault. All of this happened because of my misunderstanding. Please forgive me.
That's it. I'm done considering you my son. Go ahead. Live your life however you want. Miranda, it's Ashley. We've realized that our misunderstanding caused a lot of discomfort for you, Mom. I'm really sorry. I sincerely apologize. Oh, Ashley, there's no need to apologize. I'm sure you meant everything you said. No.
So, you judge people solely based on their work and financial situation, huh? That's why you look down on me for working hard as a single mom, isn't it? In other words, you saw me as a burden, didn't you?
That's not true.
You don't have to try hard. As a supposed burden, I won't be seeing you two ever again.
Please don't say that. I fully intend to apologize for my mistakes.
You don't have to apologize. I have no intention of having anything to do with you guys anymore. So...
What? Then what about our child? He's your grandchild.
You won't ever let me see him anyway. So what's the point?
I said things without knowing you. I'm really sorry. I had no idea that you were the president of the company. I was just scared of family conflicts from my upbringing. That's all it was. Please forgive me.
Ashley, I don't know what happened in your family, but I don't think it's fair to label people as poor without even talking to them, and to avoid those who are less fortunate.
Yes, I do want to change from now on.
By all means, do so. I think it's important to be considerate of others, no matter what the situation.
I understand. So, would you consider making John the future president?
That's a whole different story. Business is built on trust, you know? Right now, I have zero trust in him.
What?
You know what, Ashley? It's really tough to regain trust once it's lost. At least for now, I've no intention of making John the successor.
Oh no. I believe it's because of me that he started to dislike you. It's my fault. That's why please consider making John the successor.
No matter the reasons, the bottom line is, there's no trust. So I'm definitely not handing over my husband's company to him.
Miranda.
Oh, and I think John mentioned it. But don't forget about the apartment situation too.
Huh?
Decide by the end of this month whether you'll pay the full rent or leave.
Oh no. With his income, there's no way we can afford it.
Then why don't you look for a cheaper place and move out?
It's not that easy to find a place, and it will cost a lot to move.
Stop cherry-picking what suits you. Decide if you're renewing or ending your lease by the end of this month. I'll have the staff follow up, so be prepared for that.
Miranda, please. Please don't take this away from us.
You've only got two options. Discuss it with John and decide. And I don't want anything to do with you two anymore. Don't ever contact me again.
Miranda, please don't say such harsh things.
How dare you? You've been rejecting me all along. Just remember, life doesn't always bend to your will. Goodbye.
Don't you want to see your grandchildren? Miranda, please.
Later on, my son and his wife had to move out of the apartment. It's understandable because they couldn't afford the rent. Well, it was my decision to let them stay there. So maybe I made a mistake in my parenting. Anyway, both of them are now responsible adults, and as parents of one child each. I hope they will approach their future with a good sense of responsibility.
It seems Ashley's parents didn't know anything about it.
And when they heard the details, they gave their daughter and my son a good scolding. Thanks to that, without any support from their in-laws, they are now quietly living in a cheap, small apartment. I believe it was a good lesson for my son and his wife. It's very unfortunate that I can't see my grandchildren, but I have no intention of helping them at all. I continue to lead busy days as usual. With all that's happened, I'm considering planning a cruise trip for a fresh start.